How are you? Okay, today we're talking about how to train when you're short on time, short on focus. Now, I actually videoed this before. Something went wrong with the video. This was meant to go out last week, but whatever. Anyway, so this comes out of a conversation with James, who's been a client of mine on and off for a long time, currently living away, and has had some challenges, we'll say, none of which are appropriate to talk about on this format, but he's had some challenges, some stuff we've had to work through, and he asked the question about what to do, how to train, how to get some sort of benefit and gains, even though his bucket is full. What do we mean by his bucket is full? So we use this analogy of a stress bucket. You've got training is a stress, it's a stressor. Takes energy, takes time, takes discipline. Boom, 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 boom. We have a stack of stresses. So if you imagine a bucket, this bucket is the amount of potential stress we can hold. Think of it as the amount of water the bucket can hold. The water is the stress. You've got all these taps pouring into the bucket from the top. Now that could be work, it could be money, it could be bills, it could be family issues, it could, yeah. And at the bottom, you've got these drains, and that's water draining out the bottom, and they are things that help you reduce stress, sleep, nutrition. Could be family. We said family might be coming in the top, it could also be coming out the bottom. Hobbies, whatever. Now, exercise, training is one of those things that could either be a drain or it could be a tap filling it up. Okay? We said exercise is a stress. There's two types of stress. You've got distress, that's filling the bucket. You've got eustress, that could be emptying the bucket. Yeah? Distress, we all know what distress means. You're distressed, you're stressed out, it's a problem. Eustress then is kind of the good stress. It's what we're looking for in training. And there are times where your training can spill over from eustress into distress. And that might be you've got too much going on. You've too many inputs into that bucket and not enough outputs. Maybe you're not eating right. Maybe you're working too many hours. Maybe, there's a whole world of things it could possibly be. To list them off would be set out for an hour. But anyway, that is where James was. James was in that distress position with training. But part of his personality, part of his identity is a person who trains, as are most of us, that I am, and the people who watch this are going to be. Now, some of the fashionable advice that's going around at the minute would be quite simply, you're not disciplined enough. Find the time, make the time. Get out of bed earlier. Get up before you go to sleep. And you know what? This hyper-disciplined, militaristic attitude has its place. Once you're into your 30s and 40s, I don't think that place, especially if you have a family and a full-time job, I don't think it becomes as useful as it would be if you were either single or you weren't massively family oriented, or you're in your teens and your 20s where you can get away with lack of sleep. But how much sleep do we need? That's a good question. Between 6 and 9 hours or thereabouts. It varies individual to individual, but if we take the average of 8, your go to bed time is set by counting 8 hours back from your wake up time. So if you want to wake up at 5 a.m., You count backwards, you've 9 p.m. That means you go to bed at 9, you get 9 till 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 hours, then you're up, you're killing the day. If you're happy going to bed at 9 p.m, that's fine. If you finish work at 6 and you've got an hour's commute home and then you've got to get your dinner, maybe 9 p.m, it might be a bit early. So, you got to work it out. What's your day look like? What's your week look like? So we've determined our wake up time and our bedtime to give us a good amount of sleep, or a good sleep opportunity, we'll call it. Now, just doing that is going to give you a good drain on that stress bucket. Yeah, sleep is the number one recovery tool. It really is. Nothing else comes close. Secondary to sleep is nutrition. So, calories and counting sheep is your primary recovery protocol. Anything after that, well, that's a bonus. But anything after that, whether it's your ice baths and your meditation, your mobility and your walks out and all that, they all take up time. And if time is one of your stresses, that's a problem. Calories, counting sheep. Now, what about the actual training? So in James's case, time is one of the issues. There is a protocol called Grease the Groove. It was popularized, 15 odd years ago by Pavel Tsatsouline in one of his books. And there's a number of different ways of utilizing this. What Grease the Groove talks about is you do a test set. You've got one exercise, maybe two, possibly three exercises. You do a test set, max reps. Say it's a pull-up. You do your pull-ups in your kitchen doorway. Let's say you get 10 reps. That's good. You half that number, 5. I'm going to do 5 reps at intervals, regular or frequent intervals through the day. You might accumulate 20 reps, 30 reps, nobody knows. That's what you get is what you get. And after a week, you do another test. You might get 10 reps again. You might get 11, 12, 13 reps. You might have seen an increase. Whatever number you get, you half that, and they are going to be your Grease Groove training sets. The idea Pavel promotes, and I like the idea, is strength as a skill. This is the exact method that I've helped many a female client not just get their first pull-up, but get to their first 5 pull-ups. It works a treat. Now, Pavel's way is a good way of doing it. Another good way of doing it is to simply set a daily target. Let's say 15. So every day I'm going to do 15 pull-ups. That means I might just do 1 here, 3 there, 2 there, another 4 there. Doesn't really matter how it's achieved. What it is, you just gate score, tally it up, and when you get to 15, you're done for the day. You can do a couple extra if you want, but bear in mind tomorrow's coming. And once 15 is easy, you can bump that up to 16, 17. It doesn't really matter. If it's push-ups, you might be looking at 50 or 100, or if it's you choose what's appropriate to the exercise, to your ability in the exercise. And what we're talking about, whatever way you apply it, is high frequency, low fatigue, skill training. Just as if you were learning a juggle, looking to improve your tennis serve. You wouldn't train that skill to exhaustion. What you do is you do a bit, and then as soon as quality drops, that's it, you're done. Yeah? Maybe you're done for a few minutes, maybe you're done for a few hours, maybe you're done until tomorrow, right? But as soon as quality drops, you're no longer building skill. Strength can be a skill. This protocol we're talking about, this high frequency, this sort of grease groove type protocol, works really well, not just for strength, but also mobility. If you have a mobility skill or drill you want to improve, this is a great way of doing it. Rehab, this is exactly what I prescribe to all my clients. When I send out the follow-up email after an assessment in here or online, so when they say, how often should I do it? My answer is always breakfast, lunch, dinner, before and after training. If you're training in your rest periods, right? And it was lovely watching last night on the hurling field. My kids' team were playing a match, and one of the boys, I was talking to him a couple of days before, pulled his hamstring, really wanted to play. So we did a very, very quick assessment in the hurling club gym, and got his hamstring feeling better. Gave him a couple of fidgets to do, a couple of rehab fidgets to do, and it was lovely. When I was watching the lads warm up, a couple of exercises, they weren't suiting him. So what did he do? He dropped out and he did his rehab fidgets, and he managed to play the whole game. And that's beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Fidgeting, like little Megan's down there. She's got comfortable again. So for rehab, little and often, over the course of a day, you might get 50 reps in, but it might take you 8 hours to do 50 reps. And that's perfect. It's the exposure, the repeated exposure that brings the benefit, not necessarily a solid block. If I tell you need to do 50 reps of an exercise and you just do it in 10 minutes, you've got, 23 hours and 50 minutes where you're not practicing. But if you do, 50 reps, so you do 5 reps on the hour, every hour for 10 hours, well, that's brilliant. You've now been practicing for the whole day nearly. So, what else were we going with this? Brain was going off on tandems there, on tangents, sorry. So, this skill focused idea, this allows us to break things down as well. So we're talking about the pull-up as a strength example. What's the weakness on the pull-up? Is it scapular strength? Can we not pull our shoulder blades back and down? Do we not know how to move our scapula? Well, we can do dead hangs. We can do scap ups. Yeah. Is it grip strength? Very, very common. If the hands aren't strong enough, you just simply can't hold on to the bar, so you can't pull yourself up. So, can you do dead hangs? Can you do hanging scap ups? Same answer. Are the lats overly tight? We can't get the arms into position. Dead hangs might be a bit much. Can we do assisted dead hangs? So your feet are taking some of the weight. Are we better off doing a different exercise? Can we do some inverted rows? Can we do some corkscrew rows instead? Hang some rings off your, or TRX off your pull-up bar, and get some corkscrew rows doing to get the lats really dancing. So you can break the skill down further, and it's not about the exercise, but it's about the result. And doing this, thinking in this way, yeah, it's limited. It is limited. You're not going to get much in the way of endurance training doing this. Not going to get much cardiovascular stuff, but strength, mobility, endurance, strength, mobility, and rehab gains are definitely going to come. You will feel it. There's a cumulative effect. You will feel a mild fatigue, but you'll never be exhausted. You'll never have that wiped out feeling you get after a full workout. But skills come quickly. Pick your skill. maximum really of 3. You could probably do more, but how much time have you got? If time is your issue, which is where we usually prescribe this, either as if somebody's really time starved, this is the way we get them to train. And you can do maybe 2 to 3 exercises in a day. And I wouldn't really program more than 2 sets of exercises. So I did have a lad doing an A-B split. So his A was 2 exercises and his B was 2 other exercises. And he just alternated them through the week. Worked well for him. But the more you add, the less time you have for any particular skill. So keep it minimalistic. And when it's minimalistic, yeah, you're leaving holes, you're creating training scars, but hopefully this period of time that you're in, where you're time starved and your stress bucket is overflowing, hopefully you'll get out the other side of that and time will free up, energy will free up, your ability to tolerate stress will open up. And if it isn't, well then training's not the problem. There are other problems need dealt with. And you'll kind of need to get on with that. Right, just have a look. I think that's pretty much all we kind of want to talk about on this. High frequency skill practice and figure out how to run your day, your week better so that you can free up time, free up energy to get in your training. All right, that's it for today. I know we're a week late with this, but we'll get the next one up next week, back on schedule. And yeah, as always, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell thing. DaveHedges.net, that's the website. You can drop me an email through there. If you're struggling, if you need to figure out how to make your training work for you, how to get your week operating in such a way that your training will work for you, drop me a line, we'll have a chat. And if it's an injury issue, well, book in an assessment and we'll get you sorted. But until next time, keep going. We'll chat soon.